Let's bring Andrea Mitchell into this conversation. Andrea, get your perspective. You certainly have covered a lot of inaugurations. We're going to be seeing a different one for a variety of reasons. We've obviously mentioned that the president has chosen not to attend, but we're also in the midst of a pandemic. So where we would have seen tens of thousands perhaps on the mall, was only about 1,000 tickets that were handed out because of social distancing and because of health requirements.
No, absolutely. And it occurs to me that that is the closest flying over it that this outgoing president is going to get, not only to those flags, which of course represent the people that cannot be there on the mall, and he came into the White House exaggerating the numbers of people that had been there for his inauguration, the crowd most notably, but also the closest he'll come to those extraordinary lights that were there along the reflecting pond for the first memorial that this nation has had yesterday evening at sunset, which was so remarkable for all of the 400,000 people, more than 400,000 people who have died. I'm thinking also of COVID and the deep cleaning that has been going on in the White House, and now the extraordinary activity inside that White House. Now, usually there is very little time because the incoming president and the president-elect and new First Lady are coming in to the White House for that ceremonial coffee. There are other people there being greeted. There's an exchange of gifts. We've seen that every time in modern history. But this time, that's not happening. So there's a little bit more time for the White House staff, the extraordinary staff reporting to the chief usher. And the chief usher is for now staying. And interestingly, he was recruited from the Trump Hotel here in Washington. So he was a Trump employee, the first time that a political appointee was brought into the usher's office. And he's been there for the last 4 years. And he is staying temporarily, at least. We don't know for how long. That's a decision for the incoming first family. But right now, it is a madhouse of, taking down pictures, putting up new pictures, cleaning because of COVID, most notably, but also moving in the Biden furniture, which has some of it, at least from Wilmington, has been in storage. The moving vans went out from Wilmington, and they've been in storage in a storage facility in nearby Maryland, right across the D.C. border, and all of that being brought in, and they do a remarkable job. What we don't know yet is whether in the Oval Office desk, the Resolute desk, whether there is a note from Donald Trump to Joe Biden. And that has been traditional. We've seen those notes. We've seen through the eyes of Pete Souza, most notably leaving the Obama White House, all of the extraordinary pictures of those encounters. And that is not happening today. But it'll all be completely recreated by the time the Bidens come in.
Pete Souza, of course, is the former White House photographer under the Obama administration. But yeah, it's astonishing to think about it. Here's this White House. It is, after all, the people's house. It doesn't belong to anybody. Anyone there is a temporary occupant. But just the logistics, as Andrea points out, I mean, the White House staff, they don't change with the administration. Generally, they work through multiple administrations, and some of them have been there decades. Can you imagine? But today, just think about it for a moment. There you're looking at the White House. Last night, Donald Trump spent the night there. Tonight, Joe Biden and Dr. Jill Biden will spend the night there. And in between is this extraordinary moment in American democracy where there is a peaceful transfer of power. And, it's easy to take it for granted, but perhaps not this year.
Yeah, I think that's good to underscore, because I think everyone keeps talking about all the things that are not right about this moment. But we do, in fact, have that peaceful transfer of power.